I'm Brett Kane. I'm the CEO of Urban Airship. Immediately prior to joining Urban Airship, I led the Citrix Online business, which is one of the largest SaaS businesses in the world, most notably the GoToMeeting business, which many people know about. Urban Airship helps the world's leading brands grow with mobile. You'll often see applications by companies like Starwood and Walgreens and Walmart and Sky News, Wall Street Journal, NBC, people like that. And so we help power their mobile experiences to reach their customers to deliver breaking news and important updates or information relating to their brand and the services they deliver. And we reach on average 200 to 300 million people a month through our platform. One of the key reasons I joined was to be really on the forefront of mobile and to take a company similar to what I've done in the past, take a company that had tens of millions of dollars in revenue to hundreds of millions of dollars in revenue. In order to be able to do that, you need a massive market opportunity. And I couldn't think of a bigger market opportunity than to really focus on mobile. And so that's what we're doing. We're doing really well. We're growing. We've been adding to our executive team. We've been adding customers around the world. We now operate our platform in over 120 countries, which is up significantly from when I joined just a few years ago. So the future's bright. There's a lot of excitement ahead. And that's really why I joined and what I came here to do. Yeah, and in a career spanning more than 30 years, I've worked with a wide number of recruiters in different countries and different parts of the U.S. I've worked with very large firms. I've worked with boutique firms. Typically when you're working with a larger firm, you're mostly relying on their network and people that they know. If you're working with a boutique firm, you're relying much more on a direct relationship with the recruiter and being able to evolve the search, as the search goes on. And some boutique firms and some large firms are better than others at doing that. And some give you kind of a good result, but not a great result. And I think it's as important that you're clear on what matters when you pick a search firm and you really think about what's important, what your goals are, and then pick somebody or select somebody that can really help you achieve those goals. And I don't think search firms are created equal in that regard, because I think in the case of a larger firm, they're potentially you're just another search, and you have a network of contacts and people that they care about connecting you with, and that may or may not achieve all of the goals that you have. And so working with a smaller firm may get you a better result and potentially a quicker result. I got to know Summative through a board relationship that I have on the Careo board, which is a company based in Irvine, and we needed to do a variety of searches over the last couple of years since I've been on the board, and have had a chance to work, hands-on directly with the Summative team, and was really impressed with their approach, their direct working relationship with the CEO of Careo as well as the board members, and really surfacing some amazing talent and candidates that we've subsequently either brought onto the board or brought onto the team. And now I've had a chance to work with all those people over the course of 1 to 2 years and really see the high quality of candidate that the Summative team was really able to bring forward. And as a result of that direct experience, recruiting a number of people to both the board and the executive team, I decided to bring the Summative team on to help us with the search that we needed to do here at Urban Airship. Well, I chose Summative specifically because of their knowledge and insight around executive recruiting, and given that I had formed a relationship over the course of the last couple of years, really had a high degree of confidence in their process, their approach. I was looking for a new SVP of sales and believed that we needed to reach far and wide across a variety of different markets and segments to find the right leader to help us build our organization and build our team. And had a lot of confidence in the process that Summative took and felt they were the right choice for, in this case, our SVP of sales role. I had the chance to work directly with Peggy on this search and also had support from her extended team at Summative. I think what differentiates Peggy and the team is that it's a very personalized search experience, a very personal experience. You not only get to know the candidates, you get to know the summative team, you get insight and understanding. I think as much because they tell you what they believe and they tell you what they think. And it's not about completing the search on some arbitrary timeline or to put some number of candidates in front of you. It's actually to maximize your time and the candidates that potentially meet the criteria, and then work together in order to solve for that open position in a collaborative way. And I think that's a unique and differentiated skill set. Not everybody does it, not everybody does it well. And I think that's, in my case, the experience of working with Peggy and the team that got us an amazing outcome that they helped coach us through. And as a result, I'm obviously really, really pleased and happy with the result. In my experience, the process the summative team uses is actually very efficient for me as an executive, because they provide all the information, they give me access to it on a regular basis. They provide fairly detailed insight and candidate specs, so I can quickly and easily scan through that, see what's available, see who the candidates are, their impression. They often do video interviews, so they have a firsthand impression of what the candidate is like and why they are or are not a good fit. And what I also really like about the summative team is they'll give me their point of view. They'll tell me why they think somebody's a great fit. And they'll also tell me what their concerns are, or they'll tell me why somebody isn't a great fit. And that just saves me an enormous amount of time, effort, and energy through the process, because I'm trying to figure that out as well. And having a partner, someone that actually can help me and give a point of view, is super, super valuable to me in the process, especially when hiring another executive. The summative team brought a fair number of candidates, early on, and some of those candidates met the spec, and some of them were, way beyond the spec. And I think it was really a great opportunity for us to see beyond what we were thinking of, what type of talent was in the market, and to really think about, do we have the right spec? Should we expand it? Should we increase the responsibility of the role in order to get these kind of higher order candidates? And I think ultimately we did that. We expanded the role a little bit. We increased the responsibility, and I think as a result we got a much higher quality candidate for the position. And I think it was really the summative team, encouraging and challenging us a little bit to think a little bit more strategic, a little broader, and as a result got a great leader, on board to help us lead to the future. I think when you're thinking about filling a key position like an executive role or a board position, you're always feeling the urgency of time. You never feel like time's your friend. And I think one of the things that Peggy and the summative team is they help fill that in for you. They help accelerate the search. They bring a lot of ideas and information to you. They bring their point of view in a way that accelerates the search and actually gets it done maybe faster than you thought, but with a much higher quality and outcome and result. And I think that's ultimately what we're all trying to do when we're filling these kinds of roles. And so if you haven't worked with them, I really encourage you to give them a try on your next search. The closing process is always a little tricky, especially in our case. We had an executive who hadn't planned to leave his current company, wasn't active in the job market, but from the moment we got together, we just really saw the future in mobile as very much aligned, and he became increasingly excited about the opportunity to the point where he decided he wanted to join Urban Airship. And so the challenge there is really to give the person enough time, guidance, coaching, so they can navigate through the process of leaving their current company and then clean up everything that they have on their plate in order to be able to feel good about leaving that role when they hadn't planned on and joining Urban Airship. And so the summative team and I just partnered through that over the course of a series of a couple of weeks to be able to gracefully help the candidate, in this case, exit and then join Urban Airship. And I'd say the total time, is probably around about a month, and maybe a little longer than if somebody had been active. But in all, it worked really well, and we're really happy to have them. The summative process is really oriented to help them gain insight and understanding about the business, to really become a mini subject matter expert on the business, because they need to be able to represent the company, talk about the business. Our business has some technology and technical elements to it, and I think they were able to quickly and easily understand what we did, who we did it for, how we went about it, and to really be able to present and pitch to potential candidates why this was an exciting opportunity, specifically in the mobile space, and the type of executive team we were building, the type of leader that I was, and why someone might want to have a conversation with me, provided they met the spec and they had the experience and the track record that we were looking for. But I think they did a really good job bringing early candidates into the process so we could gauge how the search was moving, how quickly we thought we could find somebody and why, and what it was going to take to find the right fit for the role. Broadly speaking, the search exceeded my expectations. I thought we'd get a solid candidate. I thought we'd get a good candidate. We got a great candidate. We got an amazing candidate. We're super excited to have him. He's now joined the company. He's been on board for a couple of weeks. And, Peggy and the summative team just really went all out to bring the best candidate that was available on the market. In fact, in this case, wasn't available on the market, but through her efforts and reaching out and helping the candidate understand the opportunity here, convinced him to take the time to sit down and meet me and spend a little bit of time and then, work through the process that just unfolded naturally. And the more we met and the more we spoke, the more excited he got. And as a result, we were able to close him. And so I'm thrilled with the result. I think the team did a great job and, the results are speaking for themselves. One of the things that Peggy and the summative team was they brought some somewhat reluctant candidates to the table, and meaning they were reluctant because they either weren't looking or they were thinking about other types of positions in this time and space in their career. And the coaching and conversation that Peggy had with these candidates, I think really transformed the way they thought about their own career, and that potentially joining Urban Airship really was on their career path. And maybe the timing is or isn't right, but she really helped provide insight and understanding based on the feedback that I had provided to her, but also what the candidate was saying about what mattered to them. And she was really able to create that match between what they said they wanted to do and why, and how this particular position might be a great fit for them. And as a result, we met some really interesting candidates along the way. I think if you get a call from the summative team or from Peggy, I think you should listen. One of the things that I particularly admire about Peggy and the summative team is they ask really good questions. They learn, in this case, about our business. They learn about what I'm trying to accomplish as CEO. And they have very keen listening skills. And they not only ask great questions, but they listen to your answers. And I think as a result of that, they can help you determine if this is a good fit for where you are in your career or why this might be something you might want to take a look at. And I think, using them kind of in that coaching style, I think is a great opportunity for somebody. And I think that's why people take the call from Peggy. I think that's why they listen to what she has to say. And I think in many times they act and they actually, take the initial meeting and learn something about an opportunity they didn't know anything about. If you're planning to do a search for an executive level position or a board position and you haven't spoken to the summative team, I would just encourage you to do that. And pick up the phone and reach out to them and speak to them and talk about their experience in a wide variety of markets and industries and executive and board level roles, and see for yourself how they're different. And I think if you get the kind of result we have, I think you'll be really happy with that.